Good morning, everyone. Well, I said I was going to be back with the real estate safety queen, and here she is.
That's the first time I've ever been called that, Kanye. I kind of like it.
Good, good. Well, I think you're pretty amazing. So, Tracey Hawkins, thank you so much for joining me. It's such a pleasure to have you on with me.
I feel like I am amongst greatness. You are amazing, Connie, to know you, to know who you are, and to actually be working with you, and then now to be talking to you one on one. I'm in heaven.
Oh, well, honey, I feel the same way about you. So, I got really excited when you asked me to be a part of the Real Estate Safety Summit.
Mhm.
And I'm just really excited about what's going to happen on Tuesday. So, why did you decide you wanted to do this safety summit?
I have been in the safety business for over 25 years in the real estate safety business. And I'm the girl who wants to do something that no one else is doing. I was a real estate agent, and I think I mentioned to you that my twin sister and I got our real estate licenses over 33, 34 years ago. She's still a real estate agent, but it wasn't for me. So I wanted to do something different that no one else was doing and something that actually added value to people's lives. So I got in the safety business, and that evolved from a from a retail store in a mall selling all kinds of safety items to a speaking business. So I started locally here in Kansas City. I went from office to office and got to talk to agents about being safe, working safely from my perspective as a former agent. Then it grew, and now I'm national, and I get to share information from actually being an agent and the 25 years of research, experience, professionalism, lessons learned. So I stand out in a crowd because I've walked the walk, and this is all that I do, Connie. I'm not a part-time safety expert. Um, I'm a full-time safety expert. This is all I do. And of course, I'm passionate about the real estate industry. I want to help keep my sister safe and other agents who I've known, who I've gotten to know. So I can truly say that I'm living my passion.
Ah, that's music to my ears. It's so important for us to find our passion. And I think the first time you and I talked, I could see that it's in your blood. It's totally in your blood.
It
And
is.
what is one tip that you could share on this that would be something that not just real estate agents, but people individually could use and walk away as a safety tip?
Excellent question, because I not only teach real estate safety, I teach general safety, like to everyday people, how to be safe at home, safe on the road, do it yourself home security. I teach senior citizens to be safe. I teach college students. So I am all around safety. And it just so happens that real estate safety is my area of expertise. But the number one thing I say on in every safety presentation, no matter who I'm talking to, number one thing is listen to your bodies. We all have a built-in survival mechanism that's hardly ever wrong. Every animal in nature has it. Do you know what it is, Connie? I know you know.
Instincts.
Exactly. Instinct, intuition, sixth sense, flight or flight, no matter what you call it, every animal in nature has it. Human beings are the only ones who choose to ignore it. And we ignore it because we want to be nice and we don't want to offend anyone. So I always start out with saying, no matter if you don't hear anything else, hear this. Listen to your bodies. If you get that funny feeling in the pit of your stomach, if the hairs are standing up on your back, on the back of your neck, on your arm, your body is telling you something. It's warning you. Don't try to use logic and try to figure out what's going on. Immediately get out of the situation, and later on, then maybe it will come to you what was wrong. But for the most part, your bodies are hardly ever wrong.
So just get out.
Get out, think of an excuse or a story later if you need to, but just listen to your body.
That is so, so important. I teach that in my visioning and everything else, but you're right. So many of us, I used to argue with my inner voice. And at one point, it actually cost me $250,000 when I was 28 years old.
Oh
So
no.
I've learned to be very intuitive. And when you might be in danger, when something isn't right and you need to get away or you need to change the situation. So that's such an important point. Well, let's talk about this summit. I am
Yeah.
so excited. The call that we had yesterday, the pre-call, was absolutely amazing. Tell us a little bit about John and Burton and Steve.
What I have learned, and in this business is hard. I have to admit it. The safety business for real estate is hard. Most people don't want to talk to Tracy, the safety lady, until something horrible's happened. There's an agent crime in the headlines, then all of a sudden I'm popular. My goal is, I'm like you, Connie. I want proactive. I want to be proactive. I want people to prevent a dangerous situation instead of reacting to it. And that's a hard climb. I'll be honest with you. So what I've done is I have made myself an expert. No one knows more about real estate safety than I do. That means I know the stories, I know the lessons learned. I'm a content creator, a class creator, so I know more than the average bear. So whenever I would see safety programs with just, I call them talking heads, reading someone's PowerPoint, it's like, that's not going to do. This is something that it can save a life. So I value expertise, which is why I was excited to meet you. When I saw what you were doing with disaster preparedness, you were going deep, and that's what I value. So my goal is to always bring the expert angle to things. So I started thinking of an event that no one else had done, and I wanted nothing but subject matter experts, nothing but the best. So you came along, and were you already there? And I found you, and you were doing disaster preparedness. Whoever thought about that? Whoever thought about that, especially in the real estate transaction, preparing the consumer, adding an extra layer to the relationship with the consumer, as well as agents and owners, brokers, managers, what they need to know. So I got excited about you, and you had to be a part of this first one. So I'm glad you said yes. John Tarvey, I read his articles, and I've known him for a few years. He's a cybersecurity expert. He also happens to sell cybersecurity insurance, but he has a proactive mindset. Instead of waiting until you need the insurance and to file a claim, he took the approach, let me teach people how to avoid even being in a situation where you have to file a claim. And he, again, dug deep. I read his articles. It's like, okay, I've got to have him on my team. And he talks about cybersecurity practices, protocols, what you need to know in order to protect your real estate business and your client, as well as work safely yourself. And Burton Kelso is he happens to be here in the Kansas City area with me. He's a technology guy, and he's always on TV talking about technology as well as safety. And so I kind of nurtured Burton along, and it's like, you need to get your message out to the real estate community and tell them, not just from a talking head, here's technology things. He does the job every day. He's out in the field working on technology, setting it up. And he likes to say that he's read the handbook so no one else has to.
I
And
love
that's
it.
truly, yeah, it is true. So it's like, I have to have an expert who knows technology inside out, talking to real estate agents about working virtually safety and the technology part of it. And finally, you got to meet Stephen Ditterman. Stephen was successful with the safety app in the school and the hospital business, successful, and he decided to apply it to the real estate business. And what I like about Steve is that he is a true expert. And here I go again. Too many times I've looked around and I saw someone who said, oh, I think I'm going to create an app, a safety app. And then they create a little app. And it's like, you can't do that. It needs to have a real true technology company and real science behind it. That's what Steve did. He proved that he was successful in another field. He applied that knowledge to the real estate safety act. And that's why I feel comfortable being behind him. And what he did, and you've got to see or hear for yourself, is he took it a step further. That's what I'm all about, is who can take it the next step further. His app allows you to have a real life person looking at you. So you push the button, and instead of sending a message out broadcasting to your contact list, hey, I'm in trouble, I need help, here's where you can find the crime scene. His, again, takes a proactive approach. When you meet a client, if you don't have anyone with you or just meeting a client, you can say, hey, I want to introduce you to my safety partner. They can push a button, and all of a sudden there's a live person looking at them, making eye contact. They know their location. So that real life person on the other end is right there with them. And that basically tells maybe would-be perpetrators, hey, there are witnesses. This won't be easy. So as you can see, and I'm a professional talker, for those of you who haven't noticed yet, as you can see, everybody here is an expert in their own area. I take mine to the next level. I've provided handouts and marketing materials that agents can use with the consumer to teach them how to make more money, how to convert those listing appointments by showing the seller that you add extra value to the relationship, how to convert FSBOs. And all of us are going to provide a handout, a safety tool that can be used by the agents who attend, and they can walk away with that marketing material to start marketing and living in a safer manner and protecting the consumer.
I think, Tracy, that's such an important point, because when I was putting together my disaster preparedness, I was like, okay, how do I not just educate the real estate community, but how can I educate the consumer? Because that's ultimately my goal, is to have 30 million people in 5 years be prepared.
Wow.
And so in order to make that happen, um, the real estate community is a perfect tool for that. So they can go out and they can use the information that I'm providing them. I've created an online course. I've created a book that can co-author in, all
Wow.
those things. And so when you suggested yesterday that we provide tips for the consumer so the agent can use that, I was like, yes, that's a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. So, well,
Exactly.
the summit is on Tuesday, this coming
Hmm.
Tuesday. Let's see, that's the 29th. And it starts at 1 o'clock Central Time.
Hmm.
So that is 11 o'clock Pacific Time and 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Is that correct? Did
Hmm.
I get that right?
That's correct. You got it perfectly right. Perfectly right.
It's the times I know always gets me. And well, I know I'm looking forward to it. And I cannot wait to meet these other gentlemen, because I think it's going to be a fabulous. If you're not in the real estate business and you're watching this, believe you me, you can use the tools no matter what.
I
And
agree.
what John and Burton and Steve are all going to talk about is phenomenal information that you can use, and particularly if you are in the real estate business, to help your clients.
Mhm.
So I'm excited, Tracy. I can't wait to see you on Tuesday. Anything you want to add about the summit?
It's free.
Oh,
Free,
that's right.
free,
It's
free.
free.
It's free,
That's
right?
important.
So no excuses. And it's going to be, people can register on Eventbrite, and I'm sure you can put the link in the comments, or it's on your page. So my page as well, but free registration, and you walk away with tools that you can use immediately to start making money. And we're going to hopefully do it again. So the whole point is we're branding this whole summit. And if an association, board, or company says, I want these experts to help me make sure my business is safe, we come as a package. Let's talk details.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, I'll post the link to the Eventbrite and when I post the video. So thank you so much, Tracy. And I cannot wait to see you on Tuesday.
Thank you for participating, Connie. Thank you so much, and be safe.
You too. Bye now.
Bye bye.